Look, I talked about what happened to Jimmy Dore, Stef, and everybody else that was on Southwest Flight 1496. Now, we did a segment on it. I wanted to make sure that everything was correct. And it was a very shocking thing. And I'm glad that Jimmy, Stef, and everyone on that flight are safe. Now, I played Stef's video. I'm glad. I'm glad that Jimmy's okay. Maybe there'll be a Jimmy Dore. I don't know if there's going to be a live stream today or not. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure Jimmy's going to talk about it. So what I want to say to Jimmy and Steph and everyone else on that flight, I hope that there's going to be an explanation, because at 1:21 a.m., July 28th, 2025, I see this tweet. Now, I saw it this morning because I'm very upset about this. I'm actually very angry about this. So this was tweeted out by Stef. I was on flight Southwest 1496. Now, as it stands right now, because anything can happen. So when I clip this, anything can happen between now and the next few hours or throughout this week. But as it stands right now, and I will correct this in another live stream once they get a comment. I was on flight 1496 with no representative has contacted me from Southwest regarding our flight experience that have left many people terrified of flying. Look, and on a personal note, just me saying this, I love it when Jimmy and Steph visit Chicago. Oh, we had such great times. The show's hilarious. All that good stuff. Reconnecting with two very good people who are just outstanding people through and through. And you know what? It's a miracle. Maybe the angels, maybe the God Emperor of mankind was protecting that flight. But I think Steph and Jimmy and everybody else on that flight, especially those two flight attendants who were injured, deserve a response and an answer about what exactly happened. And by the way, huge shout out to the pilot, because the pilot saved the day. Okay. Now, there's a lot of other factors to take in here, and I want to correct something else here too. I know I said, oh, it's a Boeing airplane. All right. And look, Boeing, no offense, in my opinion, you have a bad track record, but there might have been some miscommunication with ground towers, air traffic, who knows? All right. But an investigation needs to take place, because, a lot of innocent people could have died. So I think they definitely do deserve a response. They deserve it. We wrote out, this is unbelievable to what happened to the both of you and everyone on the flight. Another person wrote, Marianne. This is truly unbelievable and extremely terrifying. The Lorix hates Joe Biden. We all hate Joe Biden. Good grief. That's abominable. So sorry you guys experienced this. PTSD for sure. It'll get better over time. Jimmy, Steph, we would love for you to come to Chicago, but I understand if I don't know, you guys won't. Oh boy, maybe take a road trip, Jimmy Dore's road trip across the USA to Chicago. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to tell people what to do. The Willie Bragg Show. Wow, I thought this occurred to me. I dropped my parents off at the RD International Airport at Raleigh yesterday. They also boarded a Southwest flight. They arrived safely. Let me say that I'm glad that you and Jimmy are safe. I'm sorry this happened to you. A lot of people are saying, yikes, poor duty of care on their part. The problem is Southwest Air, says William Murphy. Jack Page, much love. F, Southwest Air, for not checking on the passengers that had this traumatic experience. And I think that Steph and Jimmy do deserve a response. I think they do deserve an answer. I think everyone on that flight deserves an answer, because, later on this year, I have friends across the USA and overseas. I have family in the USA and overseas flying in from October, September, and November. And controversial statement here, I want them and everybody else on those flights to fly safely from point A to point B, and then flying back from point B to point A safely, with the plane not falling apart or any air collisions or crashes or any other misfortunate situations, because I don't want that to happen, period. Perhaps that's a bridge too far, but I want to play this video here just so it gives a little bit of an update So let's go ahead and play this video.
Now, a big scare in the air today for passengers on a Southwest flight from Burbank. Their plane almost collided with the military fighter jet, and CBS News reports the two aircraft may have been just 20 seconds apart from hitting each other. Too close. KCAL's Hunter Soward's live at Hollywood Burbank Airport, where investigators say quick action by the crew avoided a mid-air collision. Who would think that quick, though, Hunter?
You said it, Pat, just too close for comfort here. Now, we are learning that at first people thought it was just turbulence that was happening here before they learned that that sudden drop likely avoided a mass casualty situation. But you're right, Pat, those I talked to today said they thought that plane was going down.
In the moment, I was just thinking, this is it. This is how I'm going to die. This is how we're all going to die.
Terrifying tales from the sky.
But it just felt like you were on like a free fall roller coaster. So it was absolutely terrifying.
After a midair scare leaves passengers horrified.
And I looked around, everything seemed fine. And then within seconds, we plummeted with, now I learned, is like 475 feet.
The Southwest flight left Friday morning out of Hollywood Burbank Airport en route to Las Vegas. FlightAware.com radar shows the other plane was a vintage British fighter jet called a...
Look, all right. No, I am not going to be paranoid here, but why wasn't anyone keeping an eye on this vintage aircraft? Sorry, I paused at the wrong time. I pause.
Friday morning out of Hollywood Burbank Airport en route to Las Vegas. FlightAware.com radar shows the other plane was a vintage British fighter jet called a Hawker Hunter. It's a single-seater, one pilot with thousands made in the 1950s. The fighter jet took off from El Paso at 10:30 our time and was heading for Oxnard. Both jets were on a collision course over the Santa Clarita Valley when alarms sounded in the Southwest cockpit and the pilot rapidly descended.
People started screaming. It definitely was just chaos.
I'm shaking now thinking about it because it's kind of all coming to me.
Did the pilot come on and give any kind of explanation?
He did. Once he got the plane, once again stabilized, he...
I know this is a serious thing here, but I like her friend in the background doing a selfie with the video. I'm sorry. We're playing that again.
He did.
There's her friend. Hey, there you go. I don't know if that's a friend or a family member, whatever.
Once he got the plane, once again stabilized, he...
you backed. It's too late. We see you. Sorry.
He did. Once he got the plane, once again stabilized, he hopped on and said, it appears we almost collided with another plane.
Southwest Airlines said in part, the crew of Southwest Flight 1496 responded to 2 onboard traffic alerts Friday afternoon while climbing out of Burbank, California, requiring them to climb and descend to comply with the alerts. That warning is known as a collision avoidance alert, protecting against mid-air crashes. 2 flight attendants were treated for injuries when the plane touched down in Vegas.
All hats off to the pilots and how they handled this situation.
CBS News reports that Southwest collision avoidance alarm is programmed to sound when 2 planes come within 20 seconds of hitting one another. We learned today from Southwest those alarms sounded twice this afternoon. Reporting live from Burbank, Hunter Soward's KCAL News.
Wow.
All right. There's also a little bit more here that I want to play. Because, again, I feel like Steph and Jimmy and everybody else on that flight deserve an answer. Gonna mute for copyright, so sorry about that. So this was it. The Southwest flight dropped nearly 500 feet, according to flight trafficking websites, to dodge the other aircraft. So, I mean, that was a huge, close encounter. The flight from LA County was headed to Las Vegas. 2 flight attendants are being treated for injuries, but no customers were injured. Well, I'm pretty sure everyone on their flight now has PTSD or some sort of trauma. Okay, this isn't open up for hey, if that happened to me, and God willing, knock on wood, it never does because I want to fly back to Japan. I would like to go back to Japan and not like, whoa, plane fell apart, or whoa, we collided into somebody, or oh no, something else happened. But I just like, yeah, if that happened to me, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and be tough and strong. Be like, yeah, I'm tough. And like, no, I'll be like, yeah. I mean, that really shook me up. I'm not going to be no Titan. I'm like, yeah, that shook me up. And anybody who says, oh, I can handle it. Like, no, we all process trauma our own ways, man. I think Jimmy, Steph, and everybody else on that freaking flight. Now, again, anything can happen between now and next few days or hours. Southwest could reach out. We'll see. But I think Steph and Jimmy do deserve an answer. And if the Jimmy Dore show goes live today, if they're going to have a show or programming or follow them on their social media, I'm pretty sure they'll give us an update. But they deserve one. Let's see. This is the second time in a week a U.S. commercial jet was forced to make an abrupt flight maneuvers to avoid mid-air collision. Second time this week? What about last week and the week before? This doesn't sound so good. The Federal Aviation Administration says that it's investigating. Well, look. Let's see. Well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. You know, I mean, definitely, I want to see and hear about an update. I think Jimmy and Steph, as I said before, you know, seeing that video that we did play on the show, it looked like to me that they were pretty shook up, and you know, they were still dealing and processing the trauma. You know, just so you guys can see this again, I'll play it. You know, but you could hear in their voice that was a frightening experience that I don't wish on anybody. You know, you could be a hater or a supporter of Hardlands Media, or hell, you could be indifferent. I don't care. I don't want that to happen to anybody.
Okay, just a few minutes ago, we ended up having crazy turbulence on this flight. Like, Jimmy, have you ever had that experience before that?
It turns out not turbulence. It was the pilot taking an aggressive move because there was another plane coming at us. That's what it was. There's a collision avoidance.
We're driving home.
Have a safe drive. Well, obviously, I think they had a safe drive home. Jimmy, here's the thing. Guys. A little Wikipedia fact, okay? So Friday is when that story dropped, right? Saturday was Jimmy's birthday. I hope you had a very happy birthday, Jimmy. I mean, I know that I would maybe be eating my fair share of steak, cake, and who knows, maybe I'd bust open a whole bottle of wine and drink it all down if that happened to me. Like, yeah, life is short. Maybe drink some good Japanese whiskey. But seriously, folks, seriously. I'm just glad that everyone's safe. But I think, you know, it's been like what? So it happened Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday morning. Now I checked Steph's Twitter account as it stands right now, and I see no update. No update yet. Perhaps, maybe yes, maybe no. Southwest will respond and give an answer. And if not, shame on them. Shame on Southwest for not doing the right thing. So that's what I have to say about that. We are going to be moving on now to our next segment. But before we do, again, just be safe out there, folks. Flying on the airplane. Be safe, because it looks like flying on an airplane ain't going to be cash money anytime soon.